Hello everyone, thank you for stopping by Aspire to Inspire Arts and Crafts. Today I have the paper dolls and it's an open collaboration with Creating with Jovi and Sassy Southern NC Girl. So yeah, paper dolls is what I'm going to be working with. So what I have done already, if you already see this, it's already all cut up. And what I have is I plan to put these ladies on front of an image. I had to cut these down into thirds so I could cut them to fit really nice. So I kind of went with the colors. If you notice, the color of the dress kind of matches the scenery here. And then you have the burgundy color behind. So that's how I was able to match the background scenery. And so these are the ones that I'm going to start off with. And I'll list the description of Creating with Jovi and Sassy Southern NC Girl below my description with their sites that you could go and see their channels. So I'm going to put this to the side. As you can see, there's plenty of dolls for me to play with. So I'm going to start off with these. So my intention here is to have a background of old book pages. So that's what I want to do to these. So I'm going to do that to all of them. And so I'll come back and then I'll show you the paperwork that I'll be working with and see how I could fit it in there. I might have to cut portions so I could show this, the background of it, maybe just the out part to this image. Because my book, I think it's not that big. Well, we'll see. So I'll be right back. Hi everyone, I'm back. What I'm gonna do with these dolls is I'm gonna make a cinch book out of it, this long and this width. The width is, let me see here, it's 4, and the height is 8. So 4 and 8. And I wanted it to be tall. And so what I have done is I have fussy cut the dolls, and then I decided to use the image of one of the backgrounds. And then also I'm using dictionary words, definitions, and I'm using a decorative paper that I have, and then I'm using cardstock behind it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I want to sew this around, and then glue it on here. Once I sew this around, I'm going to glue it on here, and then glue this on here, and then I'll sew around this image right here. What I have done so far is I've rounded the corner just a little bit, and so that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to do the same thing to the cardstock. Let me do this really fast. Okay, so then I need to distress this part. So I've already distressed this, and the doll. I just need to distress this part. So I'm going to get that going. And then this has already been distressed. And so that's what I'm going to be doing to this. And I've chosen this one, this image, to be here. So this would be the other one, to one book. And it's going to be cinch. I'm back. So this is what I have done so far. So I don't remember if I put this one for you to see, but this is the top of this long book cover that I'm doing here. And so this is going to be cinch. So that's why it's separate. But I have a flip here. I use masking tape. I put this across. I put a postage there, and then I use this picture of a sewing machine. Then right here I did a little small, just for notes. It's an envelope, and so that's how you make sure that this doesn't flip up. And then there is another pocket here for you to put something in there, okay, if you want to. A little small one. Now, or you could put a little ephemera or flowers coming out of that. Now, this is what I decided to do. I have a background, and so I decided to put this lady here, the doll. And then over here, oops, this is the stencil that I'm going to use in a little bit to put right in here on the corner. Right here is a doily that I decided to use. I cut it in half. I left this blank for writing. Here's a background, and I have this lady here, a doll. And then I decided to do a tuck on the side here with the decoration. And then I fussy cut this to put it right here for a pocket to go right in here. And then here's this lady, the doll, and a background, and then her. Same thing, another side pocket right here. I decided to make it 2. And then over here, you have a flip. Now this is the second doll that has a section cardstock, just like the first one. So this is the other lady. I know I changed my mind so many times. I told you this and I told you that, and this is the final thing that I'm doing here. So this is a flip over, and so I put this image right here so you go see that. And then I decorated just the side just for the look. I do need to distress this. And then over here, another pocket, another envelope. And then this one, you open it like that if you want. And then you have this space to write anything you want. So that's that. I have my sewing around it. And then also here, but you could barely see it, but it's on the dictionary background. Underneath the background to the image of the paper doll background. And then right here, so you're gonna see that I'm mimicking I'm copying everything the same like the first, but with different ephemeras. So here's the doll here, here's a background that I used. Here's a doily again, the other half of the doily. And I kind of used a little bit of the vintage photo distress on that, so you could see the images on that. And then here's another paper doll, and the background to the paper doll digital kit that we are using. Here's another side tuck right here, and I think I made it also for here, just the half, and then here the other half. So you have 1, 2, 3. And then here's another pocket right here. I'm not a lefty, so I'm having trouble trying to use the left side here. And then for blank, here's a background of a ledger, and then I put her there. And then this one's just decorated on there. There's no side pocket on that one. And then here's the other. I made 3. So this is the third one. So this is the one that flips like this. And then I put the needle there, nickel plated. And then you'll see the stamp that I used on a piece of paper and then put it on there because I didn't think you could see it very good on this image, so I decided to just do it that way. And then I have 2 little small ones, one right here for writing, and then here's the other one to write on. So there you go. So you have 2 envelopes to write on. And let me put this there like that. So that's what you have there. Flip. And then, oops. Then I have the background for this doll here. And she's gorgeous. I love this picture. Anyway, so she's there. Here's a doily here that I didn't distress, which I will do. And here's the other one with the background. So I thought this looked nice there. I try to use all of the, I think these are Victorian dolls. So that's what I tried to use on this set here. I didn't use the other ones. I think, yeah, this is a tuck pocket there. Here's the other one. with this background, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp on the back of it and maybe do some Tim Holtz, what do you call those ephemeras you buy at the store? And then here's another one. This one's glued on. Here's another pocket right here. I use these for the 3 of them. I have this studio paper, 12 by 12, that I'm using, and that's where I got these from, the images. And then I have this one, the background, and then this person here. And then that's it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stencil. Was I going to stencil this part? I think I was going to stencil this, but I need to get my gesso together. Now, I don't have gesso. What I do have here is, I do have gesso, but I don't have texture paste. And I need to make this texture paste so that I could use my stencil here to do a stenciling on here. So gesso and with baby powder is what I'm going to be using. I got this at the 99-cent store. So it's a cheap brand, but it works. As long as it works, it's baby powder, and that's what counts. Or cornstarch, if you have cornstarch, you could use cornstarch. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make the texture paste. So in order to get the texture paste, what you have to do is you got to use, I'm going to use about this amount because I got some other pages that I got a texture that I'm going to stencil. Okay? Then once you have that, then what you do is every time I open this, powder comes up. At this time it didn't because I wasn't squeezing it from here. So try to see if you could get equal amount. I just eye it, but I do a little bit at a time. I try not to do the equal amount just to make sure that I get the consistency that I want. I can't even pronounce that right now. Sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. Consistency, there you go. So now I'm just getting the texture in here so I could stencil the page just to give it that Victorian look, that prettiness to the to this journal that I'm doing. See, I just a little. No, I think this is good. Look at that; they're picking up. That's what you want. You want your texture to be where it picks up. And this, look, so it's ready. So I used the right amount. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do here, let me close this because I don't want it to dry out on me. So I'm gonna pick a decoration here. I think I want from the stencil, this is the back part, this is the front. How you could tell which was the front and which is the back. The back has more of a flat surface. That's the back, and then the front has more of the, because when you punch it, it has more of a curve. So this is it. So I think I want to use this little portion right here. So I'm just going to use this. Now I have the stress. If you don't want the stress on your project, make sure you use that last and not before, so that you won't have the texture come out. Your texture paste come out. In this case, tan. It might do that. It might pick up some of the distress that I have there, but we'll see. But I just want just a little corner, just for a decorative look here. So here we go. Once you have it on there, make sure you don't move it around. I've showed this many times on my videos that I've done, but I'm showing it again for those who haven't seen it. This is how I do this. Okay, so I think that's enough. and then you pull it up. Look at how beautiful that looks. You see that? That looks beautiful. So I'm going to put this to the side, and this goes right here in the front. So I don't want to mess it up. So do I have another one to do? Let me see. Yeah, I think just this one, and maybe on this side. I have this one over here that I want to use. See, so I have this. So, or maybe right here. Let me see. That would look pretty. So I forgot to bring my whitey over here so that I could clean up this part right here. I'll use this paper. I don't want this to be, I don't want this to transfer on the back to the image, because then you'll have the image won't come out right because you got texture in the back too. I usually wash them before I go back in here, but to save some time, so I'm just going to go here and repeat this again just a little bit, just to give it that, like I said, the decorative look. Now I'm going to go right here and hold on to it. Don't move it now. Make sure you don't move this. And you just put this on here. Okay, there you go. Okay, there you just move this. There's another one. Beautiful. Here's another one. So I like that. So that's what I'm going to be doing. So I'm going to stop for now. You saw the two that I did as an example of what I'm doing here. So I'll be back to show you how they look. Okay, I'm back. So I think I'm already done. All I need to do is do the cinch, which I will demonstrate on the video. But for right now, I just want to go through what I've done here. Okay, this is the Carvo ink that I'm using, the graphite. And so, and this is the stamp that I'm using. I've seen this on a couple of ladies that have this stamp too. So I've had this for a long time. Can't remember how long ago. But when it came out, I right away got it because I knew I was going to be using this a lot in my project. So there you go. I just placed it right here on the side of the stamp. I hope I did it right this time. There it is, perfect. So that's it. So that one got it, the stamp. She's the only one I forgot. And so now the next thing, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cinch this. I don't have, oh yes I do. I'm trying to make sure that I clean out my stamps, but because it's our Carvo, it would not come out because it's permanent ink. Now the distress, I probably would have, and I noticed this is all messy, but it won't come off because of the Carvo ink. It's permanent ink, so it will not come off, even though I try. But yeah, so yeah, so I try to keep it clean when I can. So anyway, so this goes here, so it won't flap all over the place. There you go. So now all I'm gonna do is cinch this. So I gotta bring my cinch, and I'm gonna punch hole all of this. I'm gonna do maybe just one or two to show you how I use it, and then I'll go off the camera and then finish the rest. This is gonna be the back part. If you cinch it like this, the little part that goes here will be in the inside, and you don't have to use the tools to bring the wire inside the cinch curl to put it inside, so this way you won't hurt yourself. This way the outside of that cinch will be on the inside, which will not hurt anyone when you use this. So I'll show you when I get to it. So let me go grab my cinch, and I'll be right back. That's right. Make sure you check that your pages are all in order before you cinch the pages, because once they're hit cinch, that's it. So yeah, they are. Oops, no, they're not. You see, so there's this one. It's backwards. And okay, so now I got them all right. So the next thing I'm gonna do here is grab one and line it up this way, because I want my cinch on this side. So this is where you need to go in. Now, depending on where this is at is going to determine how far. Oh, yeah, there you go. I was gonna say this doesn't fit in there, but it does. So we got this. I just learned that right now. So bear with me. I'm learning this new tool that I got. So I want to make sure that when I do this, let me do all of them. I believe, yeah, I get to do all of them. So what you do, I can't remember. Oh, you push it. No, you push it. Yeah, you push it. See, it's been a while since I used this. And that's what I want to do. You push them in. this one needs to be pushed in. There it is. There it is. This one doesn't want to go in. Okay, I think I got them all in. There it is. Now they're all in. Now I need to find out where these are going to go at. Okay, so I think I'll have plenty of room here. So this is, how tall is this? This is about an 8-inch. So I have this is an 8-inch right here. You see, these are, I think these are centimeters or the inches. No, these are inches, but the thing is that the 8 is right here, so it continues 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I guess if you wanted to pull this all the way through, but I don't need to do that. I just need it to fit right in here. And so my 8 inches, because this is 8-inch. So this is what I'm going to put it at. So all of this could be cinched. So if you notice, let me make sure. Yeah, so I believe that's where it's at. That's where I'm going to leave it at. That's the mark. And let me make sure before I move on. I want to make sure I get this right. I'm going to use a piece of paper. Just to make sure. Let me use this piece of paper here to see exactly how far it goes in and what it does. Some of them didn't go all the way through. Or did it? Yeah, it did. So this is what I'm looking at. And so, since I lined it up there, so the cinch is going to give me, the cinch is going to be here and here, and it's going to give me about, I believe this is an inch. Let me make sure. It is about an inch. So yeah, so it's giving you an inch on the right side and on the left side. So this is not quite 8 inches. So I need to put this a little bit in. Oops. I think right here is where I need it at. So let me check one more time just to make sure. Okay, let's see here. Because I want them to be an inch on both sides. So yeah, so I'm leaving it right in here. I did have to move it about a ½ an inch down. Because you see, I don't know if you can see this. Let me move this so you can see. You see this? That's where I end up pulling it so it could be right there at this end. Okay, so that's where I'm leaving it. So now I'm going to go ahead and punch my my journals, my cover. These are, I was going to make a journal, and these were going to be signatures, but then I changed my mind. I wanted it this way. So that's what I'm doing here. So since this has to be upside down, I got to turn this upside down so all of them will be straight. Okay, so here we go. First one. Yep, perfect. Okay, so that goes down. Here's another one. And that goes down this way. So that's what I'll be doing. I'll be doing all of this, and then I'll be back to show you what's next on this part of the process of cinching your papers. Okay, the next thing you're going to do, you're going to put this, the one that's in the back. This is the way it is. So this one, you're going to put on the top. So this goes first, and then this goes next. And then you just go on putting the rest of the papers on here, on the cinch. Now, I do it this way. You can cinch, you can punch the holes and put them on the cinch, you know, while you're doing this. But I do it this way to make sure that everything's on there. Now that I have this, I could pull it out of here. And now I'm going to turn this around so I could see what I'm doing here. Okay, so I'll be right back. Okay, so the next step you do is you go in here and you place this underneath here. And then you're going to use the handle and you're going to push down. I believe I have the same size. No, I don't, huh? Okay, so I have to bring this down. You push down and you move the, I believe it's a 1/4. If not, I have to move to the 5/8. I think it's the 5/8, if I remember last time. I'm gonna go with the 5/8. So hopefully I did this right. So put this against, what I do is I get this and I make sure I put it against the backing of this part. And then all I do is just, hopefully I did this right. So it's not 5/8. I thought it was. So let's do this again. Oh, it is. Okay, I didn't push down hard. So there you go. So I got the cinch. Let me move this out of here. Once I got this taken care of, now what you want to do is you get this and you put it back. Now you don't have to worry about this part being on the outside because it's in the inside. So it's all taken care of for you. So that's what I learned and that's what I thought I used, and I did it perfect. So now I'm going to move this out of the way to see how this turns. Okay, so I'm done with this project. Let me show you the cinch. As you notice, my concern was that I didn't want the thing sticking out of here, so I don't have to put it into the inside of the coils. So it was here, just the way I planned it. So I really like that. So if you're using this and you want to write, you just flip this to the side and then you do your writing. If you wanted to write here, and if you wanted to write on this side, you could do that. And you just flip that over to the other side. This way, this will not hurt you in any way. Or if you're trying to put something in here, you don't have this in the way of putting a nice tag, card, whatever, envelope. So yeah, so I thought it really turned out really nice. I'm impressed. So yeah, so you now you know how to do it that way too if you didn't know how. I'm learning. Like I said, this is my third time. So let me see how it looks. Okay, so it did capture a little bit of the of my flap, which I don't mind. I could always cover that with another piece of paper, and then maybe not. Well, maybe I could get away with it, but I'll try it. I'm going to try to see if I could cover this with paper, use another hinge, and see how that works, and put it over it. Maybe I'll use washi tape here and see how that turns out. Let me see. Okay. Then, yeah, look at how it turns. You know, did you see that? Nice. This is what I wanted. Cool. I like it. Here's another one. This one didn't catch it, so I did this one right. So yeah, so that one turned out really good. Let me see here. Yeah, I like the way it turned out. Look at how easy the pages turn. Okay, this one was supposed to be punched on this side because this is supposed to go on the inside, and this is supposed to be here. Okay, so one didn't work out. I must have flipped this and not paid attention. So that's okay. I still like it. It works. And then here's that. It's unique. This last page is unique. This one right here that goes to this set here. I'll call it unique. And here you go. I left it kind of blank. I didn't want to put too much for writing purposes. So that's the reason why I left it like that. This is a pocket. I believe I showed you that. And yeah, I like the way they turned out. Nice. So, liked it. Liked the way it turned out. Now, I would like to thank Creating with Jovi for the invite for this paper doll open collaboration, and co-hosting with Sassy Southern NC Girl. So yes, the digital kit is on her Etsy, Created with Jovi. You could purchase the paper dolls. There's more than one, and I believe I showed you at the beginning all the paper dolls and the backgrounds, and then and that's it. And so all the information for Creating with Jovi and Sassy Southern NC Girl will be on my description. And I hope you enjoyed my make. This is a binding cinch journal that I made. It's like a book. That's what I like about it. But anyway, so this is a binding. I believe this is a cinch binding. Yeah, a cinch binding journal. That's what I'm calling it. It could be junk journal because I am using dictionary pages here and there. Semi-junk journal because then the digitals is not junk journal. These are digital prints. So semi-junk journal binding. And it could also be a book, a journal book. So yeah, there's a lot of ways. When I put my description, I'll pick out one of those description, and that's what I'm going to call it. And yeah, so join us as we're creating with Jovi and Sassy Southern NC Girl with the paper dolls. Okay, bye-bye, everyone.